This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, my name is Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in. November.
I love it.
The leaves, the major amounts of thankful posts, and
thankful posts.
24 days of I'm thankful for, which is great. I mean, it's good after
everything else we've been seeing on Facebook.
I was going to say, like, the last 8 months of, Hillary, Trump, you have no idea what you're talking about kind of stuff. Yeah, I think we're...
I'm ready to be thankful.
Yeah, I think thankful is a good thing to be.
It is.
Thankful we're all still here. And the good news is that after this weekend, we have Monday, then Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, campaign for 2020 starts. So it'll be all over.
A whole new world.
That's it. Absolutely. The next 4 years of, all right, maybe it's not that depressing, but everything will stop for a little while anyway. But how was your weekend? How was Halloween?
It was so great.
Yeah.
The weather, as you know, was perfect.
It was.
My 1-year-old and 3-year-old had a blast. This was like a really first fun Halloween because my 3-year-old son was really into it. And I got to meet all of my neighbors. We ran up, they gave us candy, and I shook their hand. I said, "Hey, I'm your new neighbor."
It's a beautiful thing.
I usually don't look like a chipmunk. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Human.
How about you?
It was good. We had about 35 kids come to the door.
That's a good amount.
My nephews and nieces came over at one point, and it was fun. It wrapped up kind of early. I think we had our last people come through around 8:30.
Okay.
8:30. It wasn't too late, which
Yeah.
was fine. I was okay with that.
That's a good time to wrap up.
Yep.
After 8, Blake, my husband, starts asking the trick-or-treaters history questions. That's his trick. If you're coming after 8, it means you're an older kid generally.
I like that.
Yeah, he asks them who was president in 1982. And
That's great.
Except they weren't born yet, so I feel kind of bad for these kids.
It's all right. They need to know their history. These kids got to learn.
That's
so,
it. That's
Halloween. Treats with education. So, we've got a lot of great things coming up this weekend. So let's get right into it.
All right, then, what do we have going on that is wicked interesting this week?
Well, November is National Adoption Month, and Adoption Rhode Island has an exciting month-long schedule of workshops, information events, fundraisers, and so much more. And among the early events is the first Adoption Rhode Island Family Fun, Health, and Wellness Day being held this Sunday, November 6th, from 1 to 4 at the Pawtucket YMCA. Now, Adoption Rhode Island is one of those organizations that if you see their information pop up on your Facebook feed, just share it, because at the bottom line is all they're trying to do is help find forever families of kids who are looking for a forever family, who are looking for a home. So it's a great way to learn more about Adoption Rhode Island, but there'll be also fun things like martial arts demonstrations, smoothie making demonstrations.
That sounds delicious.
There you go. They will teach you the right things to put in. Evidently, when I make a smoothie, I use mint chocolate chip ice cream and a little bit of milk. My wife uses kale, no ice cream, peanut butter, all sorts of fun
almond
stuff.
Milk, yeah.
It's crazy. There'll be Zumba, basketball, and so much more. So, and there's going to be, like I said, events throughout the entire month. So if you go to our show notes, we'll have the links to Adoption Rhode Island in there. And it's one of those organizations that no matter what they're doing, I always try to support them as best I can to help spread the word, because you never know who's really, they may have been thinking about considering adoption as an option, but they never really had the opportunity to ask in a not so confrontational way. This is a nice, easy way to learn more about their organization. So that's what's wicked interesting. And here's what's coming up in Wicked Fun in the 401.
I am so excited for this Saturday, November 5th, because Ben, it is one of my favorite events to go to all year long. You know me, I love farmers markets.
Yes.
I actually took you to one.
Yes.
I took you to the summertime version of this. So the wintertime market at the Hope Artiste Village takes place. The season opener for the wintertime one is this Saturday, November 5th, and that runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, this is through Farm Fresh Rhode Island. You've often probably seen a lot of the stickers with the big tomato, Farm Fresh.
Sure.
So this is its 10th season having the wintertime farmers market, believe it or not. And it is the largest market of its kind in New England. It's going to be open every Saturday through April. And as I said, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, the great thing about this wintertime farmers market is they're going to, this weekend, they're going to be having a lot of different special events. There's going to be cooking demos, giveaways, and sales throughout the season. When you go into the wintertime farmers market, it's not just farm goods. It's not just your regular grocery goods that you can pick up, or jams or jellies or, herbs. There are other shops that are in the Hope Artiste Village are open. So, for example,
cool.
There's a violin maker who's right as you enter the building, he's there. There are different, like bakeries or coffee roasters who might be there. There's jewelry artisans. There was a bookstore. I mean, so you get to go and have really a great experience. You would easily be able to hang out there from 9 to 1.
Yeah, the Hope Artist Village it's an amazing just collaboration of so many great different venues and artists, like it states in its name. But also, that's the place where they have that break time bowling we talked about a few weeks ago up on the top floor. So if you stay a little later, maybe you have lunch and go bowling after. So that's I have to check that out.
You do.
But that's every Saturday.
Every Saturday, and it's not just for food. I mean, you can get seasonal flowers. They're going to have cheese or seafood there. And for someone like me who's a novice in the kitchen, if I go and I buy, say, a good piece of meat or a good piece of fish, they can tell me, go to this other, table down there to get the things that will actually complement it to make your whole meal.
Right. Well, they'll teach you how to cook it up and
That's
everything.
right.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, another great event that's happening is Willy Wonka Jr. at the Stadium Theater in Woonsocket. That's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Stadium Theater, a beautiful, beautiful venue up there in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And it's the Encore Kids, which is the Stadium Theater's children's group. Ensemble, right? It's the delicious adventures experienced by Charlie Bucket and his visit to Willy Wonka's mysterious chocolate factory.
Love it.
It will light up the stage with captivating adaptations of the fantastic tale. I mean, it's got all the music, it's got all the dancing, and as their description says, it is a scrum-diddly-umptious musical guaranteed to delight everyone's sweet tooth. So head on up to the Stadium Theater this weekend. The performances there are second to none, and they actually just announced a whole new line of shows they have coming. Marshall Tucker Band's coming back, Sarah Evans, if you're a country music fan. Blue Oyster Cult will be coming at some point in the near future. It's truly one of the gems in the state, and it's only 15 minutes north of Providence. Just go up 146.99. You're good right there.
Awesome. Now, I used to direct a lot of children's musicals, and what I can tell you about when the musicals have a junior at the bottom, like this one, Willy Wonka Jr., it's pretty much like in the hour and a half range.
Okay.
So if you do have young kids, or if you yourself have a short attention span, this is a great show to go see.
And one other thing I should mention, if you go to the link in our show notes and you follow it through, they actually have a video sneak peek of the amazing cast. They did some video work of their rehearsals and their practices. They talked to some of the kids about being part of the Encore Kids performance group there. Go check it out. You're going to love it.
Oh, that's great. Going on Sunday, November 6th, is Food Truck Sunday Fun Day. Now, this is new. This is something that is so exciting. It goes from 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. So it's a new weekly event, and it's going to be held at the Hot Club parking lot. That, of course, is like, not the jewelry district. It's on the other side.
It's right by the Hurricane Bar. Yeah.
Yes, right there. They're the ones that you might have seen the videos where people flash their flashlights at night for the Hasbro kids.
They still do that every night. They blink the lights at
like
lights
8:30 or something. Exactly. So they're going to be having in their parking lot Food Truck Sunday Fun Days. It's going to be local food trucks, live music, local beer, and a full bar, boat rides from the Providence Riverboat Company. So if it's a gorgeous day like it's been recently, nice and warm in November, heck, go out on the riverboats. This is a free event open to all ages. They're really making it so it is very family friendly. They're recommending that you bring blankets and chairs and just hang out, because you can really have a great brunch from these food trucks. I mean, I just looking at the list of the food trucks that participate in these events, and they're going to be rotating. So this is going to be a weekly event every Sunday. Get your brunch on at the Hot Club.
And the great thing is this is a bye week for the New England Patriots. So there's no game on Sunday. So there is no excuse. A couple of years ago, I went and I did Mount Monadnock, and I climbed it the day that it was the Patriots bye week. It was in early October. It's when their bye was earlier, and the mountain was just loaded. And everybody up there, like, oh well, it's a bye week, so we
can
figured
leave our
we'll take.
house.
Yeah, actually, we could go away for a couple hours and climb the mountain. So, also on Saturday night, it is the Waterfire Providence's 4th annual Salute to Veterans Waterfire. This is a full lighting. Sunset and lighting will begin at 5:34 p.m. You can go to our show notes. We'll have the link in there. But this is an incredibly important event for the community as they come together to recognize the service and the sacrifice of the men and women that have served in our military. It's Waterfire Providence's way of celebrating and thanking our veterans. And the night will include a Veterans Resource Fair and also some ceremonies and tributes throughout the evening to the veterans that are in attendance. So it's great. It's a nice early start. Like I said, 5:34 is when sunset starts to go down. So that's when they'll start lighting all the braziers. I didn't realize there's over 80 of those cauldrons in the Providence River.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
I
over
would
80
not
of
have guessed that
I
many.
didn't think there were that many. But as I was doing, the research for the episode today, there's over 80 of them. That they light. That's a lot of wood they've got to keep and stack and keep it going until 11 o'clock.
We were also talking about how this event, it is the Veterans Waterfire, but Veterans Day weekend is actually next weekend.
Right.
So in case you were planning on going to it,
Yep.
know that they're holding it now early to really keep the celebration of veterans going on even longer than just what would be next weekend. So this weekend is the Veterans Waterfire. First dates, anniversaries, or maybe you're just looking for a little something to create a spark. So how about this suggestion for wicked romantic happenings?
Go to the theater. The theater.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's getting cold out, so you may want to start, getting warm with each other there. It's a great play over at the Arctic Playhouse. It opens up this weekend. It's for 2 weekends. It's Ben minus Zoe minus Ben at the Arctic Playhouse. Now, it's Daydream Theater Company and the Arctic Playhouse. They're proud to present this fall show. It's written and directed by Lenny Schwartz, who is just an institution down there. And the shows take place on the selected days, November 3rd through the 12th, and all the shows are at 8 p.m. The tickets are $10, and they can be purchased at the door or in advance on their website. Let me give you a little tip.
Okay.
This is an awesome theater, but it is a small theater. So I would strongly suggest getting the tickets in advance. Go to the website and get the tickets so you know you have your seats that night. And, Ben minus Zoe minus Ben is a science fiction story of sorts that involves a guy named Ben, not me.
Not you.
It was not written after me, who has been having visions of a girl his entire life, yet she doesn't seem to exist. He assumes he is crazy until clues start to surface that she may indeed exist. So as he starts to unravel, Ben follows the clue towards the girl of his dreams about his one true love.
Nice.
So the Arctic Playhouse is located in West Warwick in the Arctic Theater, in the Arctic District, 117 Washington Street. It's about 15 minutes south of Providence. And here's a little tip. The play starts at 8. I would suggest go early. And as you get off, if you're coming from Providence, you get off at exit 10. Right after you get off the exit there, this is the Treehouse Tavern in Warwick.
Yes.
Okay, it was recently featured on the Phantom Gourmet.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is. It is such a cute little place. It's got multiple rooms and just really quirky. It's awesome.
It is.
The food is phenomenal. The food is delicious. Go there for dinner, and then make your way down to the Arctic Place. It's about 5 minutes from the restaurant there, so it's not that far. And then or hit it up on the way back because you're gonna maybe want a beverage or something afterwards.
Yes.
But the cool thing about the Arctic Playhouse, free cookies.
I didn't
free,
even know. What?
freshly baked cookies. They make them every night. Go down there. It's such a great little theater.
I think you've planned my night.
I try.
This week's Wicked Family Friendly event, believe it or not, is the Christmas Carol.
Ebenezer, you're my only friend.
So if you're a huge fan of Christmas like myself, I'm not going to lie. Halloween's over. Bring it on Christmas. I do love me some Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But I start to listen to Christmas carols about now. I love to stretch out the season. And this is a great time because you can get awesome seats.
Yes.
It's the beginning of the season. It starts this weekend. This, of course, is a family holiday tradition. So if you have a big family and you want everyone to go see, I'd say go check it out now before your weekends really start to get filled up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's hard in December. We all know work gets hard. You have all these other family gatherings to go to. So why not check it out?
And you got to get your tickets now because they always sell out. They have 52 performances of Trinity Rep. You know the story. But one thing to keep in mind, which is really cool, many people don't realize this. Every year, there is a special performance designed to meet the needs of children and adults that are on the autism spectrum. It's great too if you have sensory processing disorders or other cognitive disabilities. This performance features modified sound, lighting, and other adjustments. Matter of fact, what they do is they encourage the audience that's there to make the sounds during the performance.
Really?
So it's something they're comfortable with and familiar with. This performance will take place on November 12th at noon, and you can get all the information regarding the specifics about that performance. But the other 51 performances, aside from that, are the traditional way it's presented. There's even performances after Christmas.
Yes.
So if you have family and friends coming in town, coming in from out of town rather, and they want to see this, it's a great opportunity to see it just after Christmas. Let's face it, everything gets so compacted leading up to the 25th. On the 26th, it's like, okay, now what do we do?
Now what do you do? Exactly.
Now what do we do? This is a great thing to go see even after Christmas. The performances, I mean, it's an award-winning theater. The cast is unbelievable. The staff, the people that put the theater and run the theater throughout the year, just, I mean, they're so dedicated to that beautiful, beautiful building there in Providence. So check it out. Trinity Reps, A Christmas Carol, happening in Providence this Christmas season. That's right. No matter where you are in Rhode Island, you're never more than 18 and a half miles from either Massachusetts or Connecticut. So here's a couple events that are happening just over the border. Mary.
So many weeks ago, I talked about the wind ensemble that I perform in called the American Band. It's a very historic band. This is our 180th year, and our first concert of the season is taking place in Bellingham, Massachusetts.
That's not that far away.
It's not that far away at all. It's actually happening at Bellingham High School.
Okay.
So we are going to be performing as well as some of the high school students there. But it's going to be a great concert. We're really excited. We have some phenomenal music that we're playing. So if you're a fan of band literature or of wind ensembles, I would highly suggest coming on out to Bellingham, because it's just over the border, to go check out
really
the
not that
American
far.
Band.
The other event that we've got in Borderline, just over the border, is on Monday, November 7th at 7 p.m. You can meet a New England Patriots player. Now, even though it's a bye week, we don't want you to forget this. Even though it's a bye week, Devin McCourty of the New England Patriots, he is really such a great, talented player on the field and a very, very nice guy. I've met him a few times. He will be at Carty's Furniture in South Attleboro on Monday night at 7 p.m. They're taping the Extra Point football show that broadcasts live on Sports Radio WEI 103.7, and it's also taped for airing on MyRI TV. This is the second to last broadcast because they have added another one. I believe Duran Harmon will be coming in the future. But this Monday night, it's a free color autographed photo of Devin. If you show up, if you're one of the first 100 people there, get there early. A lot of people expected to come. It's great for family. It's great if you got kids. This is plenty of parking. This is the perfect event to come out and meet a Patriots play. Yeah, no, it's and see how a live radio and TV show is put together. Kids like to see that stuff.
Yeah,
they got
very
all the
cool.
cameras everywhere. Oh, it's great.
I like that. Reviews are incredibly helpful in helping us reach more people just like you. So if you have a moment, please, please, please give us a rating and let us know why you like listening to our podcast, or maybe how it's helped you complete your weekend plans, or maybe introduce you to something new in the Ocean State. And one of these reviews I wanted to read to you really caught my eye. This is in iTunes, and it's by someone who goes by Fading Rockstar. Fading Rockstar says, I live, and get this, Southern California.
Really?
The first time I went to Rhode Island was way back in 1976 as a child. I finally returned in 2003 and have been back every year.
Oh,
sometimes twice a year since.
Okay, cool.
This is a great podcast for all of Rhode Island. The hosts really love their state and it shows. The show has already given me a number of things to do, or should I say I would love to do if I was there. I'm looking forward to my next visit this December, and I'm looking forward to a few new adventures, and I know Wicked Rhody Podcast will have some great ideas.
Awesome. Thank you so much for reaching out and writing that.
Yes. All right, everybody, we're going to close out the show. But once again, everything we talked about today can be found on our website. It's WickedRhody.podcast.com.
Yeah, you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you're posting photos from any of the events we talked about that are coming up this weekend or at any point, or you just want us to see what you're seeing throughout the state, you can simply tag us in the description or just use the hashtag WickedRhody. Also, if you're looking for ways to advertise or sponsor the program, we can get you the information to do that. Just email us over at wickedrhodypodcast@gmail.com.
Until next time, folks, I'm Mary.
And I'm Ben.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.